Right, just gonna do a quick audio check. I think we're all good. Right, hello everyone, it's Ryan here. Just gonna turn the volume off. It's been a good while to say the least. So don't expect this to be like a regular thing. This is like, long story short, I'm now back living with family. It didn't end well with me and my now ex. All the way back in September, I was hoping to I'm not going to go into details about that because it's not fair on my end to just say my half and that's it. And I basically won't go further into it. But basically, I'm now back living with family. I was hoping to save up money and then go back to renting my own place again, but uh, yeah, basically I had to switch where I was working. I was getting less hours. Where I live, there's not much around here. Um, I had a new job up until Christmas. I am starting new work next week, so that's hopefully a step back on the right path. But just at the moment, financially, I'm just like, you know, getting by on what spare money I had left. Um, but yeah, hence why you will notice a lot of the videos have disappeared. Basically, anything I streamed or made a video of in the time frame of not being at my flat, like I said, that like the only thing I've been putting up is game clips on YouTube, which obviously if you're on there, you've seen them. The Sniper Elite 5 one has gone a bit mental for some reason. Um, but yeah, I've basically got rid of a ton of videos, and I was basically going to wait until I'd moved into a new place, which I was realistically hoping would have been by now. But like I said, other circumstances have got in the way. So hopefully with this new job, I can get back on track and start saving up money again. Um, but yeah, I originally wasn't going to come back to do this. There's a reason there's no camera because I'm basically back in my old bedroom and I've also got all my boxes and all my everything else here, and it's an absolute mess. Um, so yeah, hence why there's no camera. I had to basically dig out this. I'd try and remember which box these headphones are in. Um, but basically, WrestleMania is over a week away. It's very rare, hence why I'm doing it now, that this house is actually empty. Because basically, there's three other people and a dog. Luckily, the dog is being quiet at the moment. He's going to be quite a vocal dog, especially when someone comes back home. But I thought basically, whilst I've got the free time, um, I'm basically going to do a stream of my WrestleMania 41 predictions. Tell you what I'm going to quickly do. Um, just because this was so I could get because I had to go through the showcase again last night because I uninstalled this when what was it? I uninstalled this when I got all but one achievement. I've got basically I'll get a leaderboard reward in my faction, which you can't get until the 4th of May. So I was like, okay, I'll take off my Xbox. It frees up space for the X/S. And then I found out the Xbox One version has a set of achievements again because they didn't bother doing that for 2K24. So I went and did that, and then I put this one back on because I was like, I want to play this game more, and obviously it loads so much faster on the X/S version. And then when I loaded it back up, all my save stuff was gone. So I didn't have any of the showcase stuff. I didn't have any of the MyRise stuff, the MyGM stuff. So a lot of these characters, I think luckily the story-based ones, there's no one too important. But basically, I know that one you buy, that one's a different one. But essentially, I didn't have that version of Roman Reigns. I didn't have Rosie. I didn't have Samu. Yeah, there's loads of these which are basically they're locked because they're part of the story mode, or some other way of getting them. So yeah, basically I'm missing quite a few again, which is annoying, but it's not it's not the end of the world. Like for example, that one, if this like again with the story mode, to get all the achievements, you have to go through the story mode 5 times. Like that's how ridiculous it is. I get what they were going for because there's like 3 different branches you can do based on your personality for like the male and female character of which stories you can do. And then there's a bit where there's 4 different people you can choose for your faction, and they're all separate stories. But it just the fact that it's the same narrative 5 times, and with some cutscenes you can't skip them, so it makes it even slower. You know, especially when you know what's going on. I get they're going for like a "Here Comes the Pain" slash what's the other one? The one just before that, "SmackDown Shut Your Mouth" uh, style thing, where like based on like because in those ones the stories did branch based on if you're a champion or not. Um, so yeah, it was just like it's just annoying that everything's gone now, and if I want everything back, I've realistically got to play through the story another 3 times, and I've already done it at least 10 times because I've done it on both versions. And there's one match in it which is really annoying, but luckily, if you just put the submission bar up to 100, it applies to the story mode as well because it's a fatal 4-way tag team match, and doing that the first time took so long. So basically, when you can do that, just put the submission on and tap them out straight away. Makes it so much easier. But anyway, enough about me rambling because, like I said, I'm on very limited time. I don't know when someone will be back from work. My mum's basically gone to her mum's for a few days. That's all the way up in Norfolk, so like that would normally be the only thing. Like I'm not saying the only thing stopping me from streaming, but obviously she's normally at home all the time, so I very rarely be able to do this. Um, but the other 2 are at work, so like I said, I'm making the most of this. But I'm gonna do WrestleMania 41 predictions. I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning. Like I said, I rambled since, and I've just completely lost track of what I was doing. Um, so I'm gonna go through the match card, the one that's been announced, and then there's gonna be a couple of matches I'm gonna put on of ones that I think will happen. Um, so yeah, because like I said, there's still over a week. There's a Gauntlet Women's Tag Team match to determine the more contenders for Liv and Raquel's tag titles. Um, and I'm basically going to go with who I think is going to win for that one. So let me just get the match card up. And then I've had to download a couple of characters as well because one of them is DLC that's not come out yet, and the other is well, basically I'll do that one now. Like I'm not saying it's going to open the show, but yeah, it's let's just put daytime. So downloaded says El Grande Americano. As you can see, they've used a proper picture. He's probably as basic as anything. I bet he hasn't even got his moveset. I was originally gonna put Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio because this guy El Grande Americano reminds me a lot of Chad Gable. He's actually Chad Gable, but that's that's the point of the disguise. Um, it's a very throwback to like Mr. America or the Black Scorpion, I guess, from WCW. But yeah, it's basically a bad guy is doing it. So yeah, basically, I think this would be the first of a few matches. I think this is going to be similar to Ray versus CM Punk in 2010, where they have the match at WrestleMania, but then it carries on. So, for example, like Ray won at WrestleMania, and then Punk went, "No, I'm not done." But Ray went, "All right, well, if I beat you, then you lose your hair." And then they ended up with a hair versus mask match, which obviously Punk lost. But I think with this, well, I'm not taking credit for it because it was Steve from Steve and Larson's idea years ago in the Raw podcast that it comes to a mask versus mask, and he wished it was in Mexico. So yeah, which they'd unmask him, and then shock horror, it's Chad Gable.
Now this is a superstar coming into this one with a major chip on his shoulder. Feels like he's not gotten the respect from the division
actually,
that he's
to be fair,
lately. Yeah, but
respect could just have the high flyer moveset. Let's have a look. Diving splash, ankle lock. Jackknife power slam, diving headbutt. Okay, it's not too bad.
Earned in matches like this, not just handed out. If he can,
I mean, his German suplex would have been there, but I guess he has developed the diving headbutt lately. Yeah, like I said, there's still over a week left, so there's probably going to be like a match or two that's not going to be right. There was going to be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, but Kevin Owens has basically announced he's got this neck injury, he's had to take time away. It's one of those ones where, like, because Kevin Owens, like, the character Kevin Owens has been known to deceive a bit, basically play off the fact that he's injured and he'll come back and attack him. I've said there's still 2 more SmackDowns left, so he could be a ruse, but if it's legit, then it's a really, not like a really awful time, because like I said, he's been dealing with it for months. I just really hope that basically it's like a severe neck issue that he needs to get surgery for. I think the only reason why, the reason that if I am convinced that it is legit is because the story's been like his ankles mainly, like that worked. So yeah, like it's going to be like ankle issues, and then like the neck has recently become a thing. But again, the story is Randy Orton's trying to punt him in the head, so maybe he's like, well, we can't because my neck's seriously injured. But if it's legit, it's a really rubbish situation to potentially end your career on. Like you said, it could be like up to a few years if he was to ever come back. But it's going to be one of those things. But anyway, I'll go into that more later on because I'm really talking over this match. Yeah, I think El Grande Americano is going to win this one. They had a thing on where they put a steel plate in his helmet and he started headbutting everyone. I think that might come into play again at WrestleMania. It might be his abundance. But I think it's a way for Chad, El Grande Americano, to show off more of his lucha set. Normally he's just been he has been like one-on-one matches and stuff, obviously, but to go against Ray at WrestleMania could be really good. I think this would definitely be an underrated match. Yeah, it's amazing that Ray can still go. I guess stem cell surgeries are a really good thing. But I'm very excited for this match. I know it's a bit silly, hokey, whatever, but again, they're both great in-ring competitors, and they're both going to prove that, no problem. So yeah, it's just one that I'm legitimately very excited for. I do like my silly stuff in wrestling, like something that's not over the top silly. You know what I mean? Like, this is like the perfect silly.
Oh, man, he
Again,
landed rough there.
some of the dives on this, it's really annoying because you do have to be in a specific spot for it to work.
Dragon suplex.
So this might be a little better now.
What's he thinking?
Oh, I need to sort the stamina thing out. It's gone back to normal. I like infinite stamina. He's dodged it.
Big forearm. You have to think these competitors expect. Now he's looking to lock in the submission.
I need to have.
It's the ankle lock, putting a ton
Yeah, like I said, I'm very excited for this one. I know it's like silly stuff, but Chad is naturally funny. And I'm glad they're letting him do that. I hope it leads up to something a bit bigger.
Rey Mysterio coming up short in this contest.
This definitely isn't the result that Rey had hoped for, but we all know he won't be discouraged for long.
Right, so that's one down. Turn the match card off. I can. Right, another one that hasn't been announced yet, but again, possible injury issues, whether it's legit or not. We've got Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. So the build up to this one, it's one of those ones where the bad guy is justified. But again, the good guy is like, look, I'm just going by the rules of the game, you know. You would do it in my situation too. You're just annoyed because it happened to you. So, WrestleMania 40. So obviously for a good few years, like, obviously the big story is Drew became world champion when COVID happened. So he won the world championship in front of no one. And then the second that crowds start to come back in, he loses it to Bobby Lashley. And then... Does he lose it to Bobby Lashley? Oh no, he loses it from... So I think he loses it towards Drew McIntyre. Then he gets it back. Then he wins the chamber. Miz cashes in afterwards. Becomes champion. Then Bobby Lashley takes on Miz. And then WrestleMania 37, when the crowd's back, it's Drew versus Lashley for the title, which Lashley retains. And then the biggest one is Clash at the Castle of Cardiff. That was my first proper show that I went to. Before that, it'd just been house shows. Like the last one I went to was like an NXT house show back in 2015. So it was just mad to think that I was actually going to Wales for a premium live event, as it's known now. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was like a glorified, like I would say glorified house show because like no titles changed hands. But the whole Dom heel turn happened there. Solo joining the Bloodline happened. Yeah, so basically Solo showed up, drew the match against Roman. And then since then, anything with the Bloodline, he was sick of. Yeah, he was a good guy for ages, and then it was, when did he become a bad guy? It was like late 2023. And it was basically because Cody had brought Jay to Raw, saying that he was different, because obviously he'd left the Bloodline by that point.
Might be in trouble.
So I'm going to leave that open just so I can talk about this more. So, like, again, it's one of these things where he is justified. So basically, it's like Jay had left Roman in the Bloodline, come over to Raw because Cody moved him over. And he's like, does anyone forget that he was part of the Bloodline that ran amok all over WWE for like the past 2 years? And like Sammy and Cody's like, yeah, but Jay's changed now. But he goes, well, has he though? Because how many times has he gone and left Roman and go back, you know, type thing? And like Sammy wasn't having it, Jay wasn't having it. Seth Rollins, like Seth would have matches against like Drew would have matches against Seth for the new world title, and it'd be like Judgment Day would get involved, Bloodline would get involved. Drew's whole thing's like, look, every time I have a match, someone's interfering, and it's ridiculous. And then Sammy was like, look, he's changed. I have, you know. Oh yeah, you were part of it too, weren't you? So he goes after Sammy, turns heel in the process. And then like the proper big one is he loses to Seth again. And he's like, look, every time we do this, but anyway, it's like, it's fine. I'll go back to the line. I'll work my way back up like everyone else. You just tell me who your next opponent is. And then Seth goes, well, it's Jey Uso, and that just drives Drew mad. Just completely obliterates Seth Rollins for it. And then eventually, Drew wins the right to face Seth at WrestleMania 40 for the world title. Seth's obviously in this whole storyline with Cody and Roman and Rock. And Drew's like, Seth, you don't need to be fighting for Cody. When's he fought for you? It's like you should be focusing on me. I'm your challenger. Seth has the tag match on night 1 of WrestleMania 40. Absolutely gets beaten up. Comes to the opening night of WrestleMania 40 night 2. And Drew, again, like Seth holds his own, but Drew eventually wins the world title. Finally wins the world title in front of the crowd. Damian Priest has missed the Money in the Bank at that point. CM Punk's on commentary because he's injured. Obviously, that was another thing. When he came back, it was Punk got injured in the Rumble at the hands of Drew. Drew was like, I prayed for this to happen. So Punk's on commentary for the world title match. Drew wins. He could just leave, sees Punk in the commentary table and decides to go celebrate in front of him. So Punk attacks him after the match. Damian Priest comes out, cashes in, wins the world title. Drew has the world championship for 5 minutes. Then Clash at the Castle, Scotland. He's like, okay, this is legit my home country. I'm gonna win it here. What's better than winning at WrestleMania? Winning in your home country. Solid back and forth match between the two. Ref bump. Ref comes running down. It's CM Punk. Kicks Drew in the balls. Damian gets the win and retains that way. Money in the Bank. Drew wins the Money in the Bank contract. It's Seth versus Damian for the world title. Drew comes out, makes it a triple threat. Punk immediately comes out, beats him up, and Drew loses. Cut to the Rumble. Also there was Survivor Series. It was this one was Old Judgment Day. So basically, when Punk came back, it was Survivor Series. Drew had teamed with Judgment Day, and obviously they didn't win. That's literally how far back it goes. It goes back like a year and a half. To the Royal Rumble. Drew gets thrown out by Damian Priest. It's a bit messy on production because LA Knight and Logan Paul do get in the way a bit, and then there's some hoo-ha about that. Cut to Elimination Chamber. Drew comes out, House of Fire, hits the Claymore on John Cena, goes to pin him. Damian Priest rolls him up. Drew's out of the chamber. So Drew beats the hell out of Damian Priest. Damian Priest gets pinned. And then basically that's what built this up. He's like, every time I'm on the verge of getting to the world title, win the world title, you're there to ruin it. WrestleMania, I win. You couldn't just wait until maybe the night after. You couldn't let me have my night. You had to come out and do it then. Clash at the Castle. Punk saves you. You pick up the scraps. Money in the Bank. I cash in. Punk comes out. You pick up the scraps. Royal Rumble. Whilst my back is turned, you throw me out. Elimination Chamber. Whilst my back is turned. Sorry, I'm dry breath. While my back is turned, you roll me up. You always have to be this like conniving little thing. And Priest is like, dude, stop moaning. It's like, it's how it works, Like, that's how the Rumble works. Last one survives wins. I'll be on your toes all the time. You, of all people, should know that. You won in 2020. Elimination Chamber, same rules apply. Last one in there wins.
It's a shame,
you know.
when someone has to walk away in defeat.
So basically, they're building this up for WrestleMania. They're the bit where you kept pulling Damien Priest out. He goes, oh, well, he's not here. Damien Priest hits him with the South of Heaven, which is basically a sitting choke slam. It's like an elevated side effect. Onto the hood of a car. Obviously, it breaks the windshield, and then they do the whole, oh, I've got glass in my eye, and now he's got this eye patch going on. They're doing these hype packages for WrestleMania, basically, but they haven't announced it yet. But then Drew has recently just announced he's had to go through some like eye operation, whether it's just like an eye exam or something a bit more. Or again, Drew's social media presence is incredible. If his on-screen stuff is not great, his Twitter stuff /X/ whatever you want to call it is top notch. So basically, that's why they're having that match. Yeah, like I said, I could have finished that match a long time ago, but there's just so much I have to talk about with that match. So yeah, that's why I sort of just like, kept it going for a bit. A lot of these matches, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be talking a lot about them because since Triple H took over, a lot of these, there are some which are based on like a month's build, but there are some which are over a year's build, and it's great. Like, it's so nice to be rewarded for paying attention rather than here's these 5 hype packages on the same night to tell you what literally just happened at the beginning of the night, and oh, these guys are feuding just because, so that's like really nice to have. Right, who else we got? Let's do AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. This one, after everything I just said, again, this one is a bit of a shorter story term. A few of these, if you are to go for why they are part of it, it's because they eliminated them from the Rumble and the other one's revenge. This one is a bit different. So Logan did eliminate AJ from the Royal Rumble, but it's not the base of their feud. So it's what's this one? So basically, Karrion Kross is being convincing AJ Logan's going to take your spot and he's going to retire you. And you shouldn't let someone like him just come into our sport and do this. Karrion Kross is basically devil's advocate. There's a nice little touch that he does. Whoever he's talking to, he matches their hairstyle. So he's talking to Xavier Woods. He had his hair up in a bun at the back. When he's talking to AJ, he's got his hair long and down. There's another person who I forgot who it was. Basically similar thing, like just put his hairstyle the way theirs is. So like, look, you and me can relate to each other. But basically, Logan's like, well, I'm here, I'm going to be WWE champion, I'm full time now, despite the fact he's only shown up like 3 times since the Rumble. So again, he's one of those things, I really do not like him as a person, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are on the same wavelength. But damn is he good at what he does. And there's a reason he's a bad guy, because naturally, in real life, he is a bit of a prick, and that's an understatement. But he is so good in the ring, like the natural talent he's got. And that's what AJ's thing is, like, you are so talented, yet here you are wasting it being a prick, And Logan's like, yeah, well, I don't fight for free, so me and you, big money, WrestleMania, I'm like, okay, that's a fair enough character point. So yeah, it's basically, can AJ still do it? Because obviously he's had a few injury worries the past couple of years. And Logan's like, yeah, well, I'm going to show you that I'm better than you. And I think eventually he will win. I don't think he'll be clean, but I think he'll win. But again, should be a really good match. AJ, as we all know, 25 years. Trading blows. I forgot. I put it back to default, so all these things are back on. And again, I forgot to change the stamp. Yeah, this should be a really solid match. I think Logan's going to get the win. I I really love his new finisher, the pulverizer. Only people like AJ and Ray can take it. It's basically a flip DDT. Yeah, it's like a flip DDT. So he throws them up in the air, flips them, comes down with a DDT. Looks really cool. Yeah, like I said, should be a really good match. They get like, it's partially the weakest build just because it's not been given much to go on. It's not the weakest. I will get to that in a minute. And it's, you know, I really don't want to hate on Charlotte Flair, but she's just elevating what people do not like about her. And I'm not saying it's character work because it's not. It's her going out for herself. Oh no, actually, Santa Deliver just looks like WrestleMania. It's her going out for herself, making her opponent look not like weak, but basically she has this mentality of, oh well, it's sink or swim. If they don't do it, then clearly they're not as good as I am, or they're not on my level. Oh, tell you what I've done whilst I'm here. I need to actually sort the titles out again now because you know, this game decided to put it back to how it was. What else? Yeah, like it's that build up has been such a train wreck. Charlotte Flair came back at the Rumble, won the Rumble. I mean, big red flag for me already. The main problem I had with Charlotte was the main problem I had with Cena a decade ago. Always around the title picture. If you want someone to get behind them or not make them as hated any much, take them away from the title picture because that's all Charlotte Flair does is immediate world champion. She's been about 13-time champion now. Keep her away from it for a year or two. I know she's been out for a year or two, but legitimately keep her away from it for a year or two. But the fact she's immediately back in the world title picture, and now she's doing these promos where I'm really good, guys. I love all of you. Oh well, screw you if you don't like me. Blah blah. It's like, well, what are we doing here? You know, I don't know what we're doing. But yeah. Who's the? Oh, do you know what? I can't even. It doesn't matter with that one because Ricky Saints / Ricky Starks is now that. Obviously, he's not on this game. Again, Stephanie Vaquer, DLC character, so I'll just keep that as it is. Again, was Stephanie Vaquer, is now vacant. Why have they got two? So, let's get rid of that. Vacate that one. Oba can vacate the old one. Yeah, it's just yeah, War Raiders tag champs. Who are the SmackDown Bron Breakers still? Okay, it's mostly alright. It was DIY. It's now Street Profits, so I do need to change that. But yeah, like basically she keeps talking over Tiffany in promos. She keeps going, oh, well, it's basically like, you know, like when it was sort of like her against Becky versus whoever. She just sounded drunk because basically all she does is she just yells over and runs like, I'm like this and I'm the best and I'm the queen and it's just like, it's like you're not doing any like it. Honestly, it was just like it's so cringeworthy to watch. It's not my sort of thing. Like, you know, it's unfortunate it happens. Like, not like it happens with a lot of women's promos that they're hard to get through. NXT is awful for it. They do the whole, you know, like your cliche teen movie where they do the little hand gesture. Obviously, you can't even see me do it, but you know when they go like, "Well, I don't have to do what you tell me because I'm doing my own thing." That sort of thing. Like it's so US sitcom. I move my head like this and I move my hand like this, so you don't tell me what to do. And I'm gonna go do this because I can, you know. So like they're like difficult to get through. That's definitely gotta change. Who asked? Oh, yep, nope, yep, I remember now. But yeah, it like this one. It's been fucking dreadful, to say the least. Yep, she's not you anymore. But yeah, it's been a hard watch, to say the least. The only thing I'm hoping is it's Triple H's WWE now. It's not Vince's WWE because of everything that's happened. So much has happened with Vince since I last did a stream. That I'm not going to go into, but you know, if you thought he was a shady person before, it's got nothing on real life. He is a very, very dark individual. If you think Donald Trump's bad, this guy's giving him a run for his money. Let's just say that. At least Vince wasn't made the fucking president of the States. I'm from the UK, so ignore my ignorance, but I've heard that this time around it's not going as well. I don't really go into politics as much, but that's basically all I'm going to say about that. Is I've just heard it's not as good. Anyway, back to this match, because again, train wreck, you know. Yeah, it's just been Charlotte going, well, I'm this and I'm that, and Tiffany's going to see that just like everyone else, she's nothing compared to me. She's a paperweight champion. She's just going to fall into irrelevancy once I get my hands on the title. You know, you look at these people, they become nothing, and Tiffany's just a cheap version of me. Blah, blah. It's like, you're not doing her any favours. I forgot to change the settings. Never mind. But I really hope this is like a Tiffany gets the win, legitimises herself as champion. I know the last time Charlotte was at WrestleMania, she lost to Rhea Ripley at 39. But again, we need a new generation of wrestlers, and look how many new superstars have come through now that Charlotte's out the picture. Like, nothing against her as a person, it was just how she was booked. But the fact that we've gone straight back to it, very concerning. If it's going to be like she loses and then she goes on some, like, I wouldn't say mental breakdown, but she's like, no, I should be champion, I should be this, and she just starts beating everyone up, fine, do that, but just do not have her become champion. Again, she's already had 13 of them. You need to start building new stars. That's why for a bit we had the same issue when it came to John Cena and then to Roman Reigns. You're relying on the same two people, and then once they're gone, you're like, quick, we've got to push someone. And it's like, okay, who we got? You know? Whereas now, especially in the men's division, there's a good handful of people that are potential top superstars. Obviously, Gunther's been world champion, Cody Rhodes is obviously up there. You've got obviously Jey Uso's coming through. Bron Breakker's on the step between IC and World Championship. Yeah, everyone's being built up nicely. Women's division, Bianca Belair. Yeah, Jade Cargill's come back from an injury. She's got her feud going on, which I'll do next. Io Sky's world champion again. Obviously, they've introduced the mid-card titles, which is great. Again, another thing they took from the games. If you played, I think it was 2K22 or it was 2K23, there were storylines in there where Bayley gave herself the Intercontinental title, and she's went, I'm the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. I think Lacey Evans gave herself the US title. And again, brought to real life, because we now have a Women's US title and a Women's Intercontinental title. Building stars up there. Obviously, Chelsea Green, she's doing great with the US title. Lyra Valkyria regularly defending the IC title. And, you know, we're getting Zoe Stark, Ivy Nile, we've got Zelina Vega, Michin. I like, people are a bit back and forth on Michin. I quite like her. She's been solid in the ring, so can't fault her for that.
Tiffany Stratton, nice athleticism.
Yeah, I think people just find it hard to connect to her, but I think it's just because of the years she's been there. They've not really given her a solid character. But I think, like, when she had like the dumpster match with Chelsea Green, it worked. It's sort of like what Liv needed for a while, because her whole thing was, I'm just this pretty blonde girl that everyone has a thing for. Whereas, like, and then she started having those, like, you know, where she's basically Lady Sabu, and then people really got she really got over, because it was like, wow, she's doing these really cool things that not many other women are doing. And like Michin was sort of going down that route. I think they've cooled down on her a bit now. I think they've realised just how good they've got it with D right now. Just how good they've got it with Chelsea right now. Yeah, with this one, I really hope that Tiffany does retain. I think she needs it. She's not been booked as the strongest champion since cashing in on Nia to win the title. The last pay-per-view, she teamed with Trish against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. So I think she's defended it once, and that was against Nia Jax. But like all the weeks, her and the Jay Gunther thing have been the exact same. Like it's gone back to 2019. Both the Rumble winners get the same treatment. Well, ish. So 2019, Becky won the Rumble, and then they do this whole, oh well, you're injured, so your replacement for WrestleMania is Charlotte Flair, because obviously it was Vince. But at the same time, the start of Kofi Mania happened. Kofi was like, look, I'm going to fight to go against Daniel Bryan. He gets picked, and then Vince comes and goes, well, actually, my hand-picked person for him is Kevin Owens. And then they do that whole build-up. Like Seth winning the 2019 Rumble went so under the radar. I completely forgot you won that Rumble. It was the same with this. It's champion, well, one's the champion, the other's the challenger, but they're both heels. Tiffany wins the match. Charlotte comes out, attacks her, stands tall with the title. She does that for like 3 weeks on end. Repeating. Same thing with Gunther. Jay wins the match. Gunther comes out, chokes him out, stands tall with the world title. At the time, both feuds, everyone was going, "Wow, this is really awful." Like these are what the Rumble winners are getting. Such crap build-ups, and they're both gone different ways. Like Jay started slipping. He messed up a dive, and then he went to spear, and his foot slipped. Well, the dive was an actual botch. The foot was from the week after, and they're playing it into the story like, oh, he's not on his game because he's got too much on his mind. That's why he keeps messing up. But they've recovered that story so well. This one, it got worse. They went, right, instead of fighting each other, you're just going to talk to each other. You're going to have promos, like side-by-side promo. Charlotte kept talking over Tiffany. All right, we're going to do an in-ring promo. See how you do live. Same thing. Tiffany tries to say something. She's sticking to the script.
And she's set right into that
Charlotte's like, I'm going to say this because I can. She goes off script and it throws Tiffany off. And then there's a whole... Charlotte's talking about like having a divorce and worrying about being by herself. And Tiffany's like, well, when I beat you at WrestleMania, you're just going to end up like real life, alone. And then she has to go, oh, well, I'm this, And it's like, oh, Tiffany's like, oh, well, you're the biggest example of a Nepo baby. I've got to put the top. So you're the biggest example of a Nepo baby. And she goes, well, I'm the Nepo queen. Oh, And then like the second Tiffany stumbles a little bit, right on her. Tiffany's like, oh, well, oh, well, yeah. Oh, is someone struggling with their words? Like, immediately, it's like, let her do a thing. You've been in this for like a decade. She's been in here for 2-3 years. Give her time. Like, I know it's like the whole John Cena, Roman Reigns thing, but the difference was Roman Reigns was being pushed as the top guy, and John Cena was like, oh, well, I'm going to just... And Roman did recover from it. Right, hang on. Just got to do a quick audio check just to make sure. Are we still good? Yeah, we are. But yeah, and it's just not helped her. And then there's a bit where she's like, oh, your biggest battle isn't with me, it's with them, because they'll never cheer you. And it's like, well, it's like, what do you want from me? But she starts having to go at the fans. What do you want from me? It doesn't matter what I do, you're going to boo me anyway. And then, like, she's like, oh, what's your record at WrestleMania lately? 0-3? Well, suck on that. Woo! And then she leaves, like, rolls out awkwardly. And then, out of nothing, Charlotte goes, well, your boyfriend's in my DMs. And it's like, really? That's what you stoop to? Like, she, in a panic, because she's like, I've got to have the last word. It's just like, it's such a train wreck. Like, just get it over with. Tiffany's got to win. If Charlotte wins, I'm giving up on the women's division, but I actively skip Charlotte Flair and it's just going to give me more reason to. Because I just do not want that. I don't think many people do want Charlotte Flair on top all the time. I know they want to break the record, have her beat Ric Flair's record, but there's another story which is going to do that, which I'll get to later. But yeah, it's just, when something's good in wrestling, then fine. But when something's bad in wrestling, I will ramble about it. I put those on. Tour tips off. That's fine. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, match is done. I'll stop rambling about it now. I'll move on to another one. So another story that's on SmackDown. About 7-8 months ago, Jade Cargill was found attacked backstage, again on a broken car windshield, but no one saw who did it. And then Naomi starts teaming with Bianca, because originally they're like a 3-woman team, but Jade and Bianca were the tag champs. But Naomi's like, look, I'll defend the belt in her honor while she recovers. We'll try and find out who did it. They're actually a solid tag team. They keep the title for ages. And then eventually, on a Raw, they lose the title to Liv and Raquel. I think it was like a month or so ago. They then both qualify for, I think it was like just before Rumble. Might have been just after. I think just after, because obviously they had the Netflix deal back in January. Liv won the world title. No, Rhea won the world title off Liv. Then I think like 3 weeks later, Liv wins the tag titles with Raquel. They both qualify for Elimination Chamber. And they both qualify for Elimination Chamber. Bianca's in a pod. Naomi's starting against Liv. In the build-up, they start going, well, we found out who did it. It was Liv Morgan. And Liv's like, no, it's not me. Why would I do it? I'm not going to do that. So Naomi and Bianca keep going after them. It's their way of getting back at the tag titles, because obviously that's who they lost it to. It's like, oh, well, clearly it's them, because that's why they come out with the tag titles, because now that Jade's out the way, they can do all this. Cuts to the chamber. Bianca's in a pod. Liv and Naomi are starting. Jade's music hits. She's back after 7 or 8 months out with injury. Liv's freaking out, like, no, I'm sorry, like, it wasn't me. What are you doing? Sides past her, bang, straight to Naomi, beating the hell out of her. Bianca's absolutely freaking out in the pod. Jade, what are you doing? Stop it, stop. That's my friend. That's our friend. And all this stuff. Amazing work. She's having a complete breakdown. And obviously she can't get out of the pod because she's been locked in the pod, which makes it so great. Absolutely battering her to the point, like, Naomi can't continue. She's taken out the ring. And then, like, yeah, Bianca has like 5 minutes where she's literally just having this like mini breakdown in the pod, like, God, why has she done that? I don't know why she's done that. I need to do it. And then, like, she gets herself back in focus. She ends up winning. And then that's when I thought,
and Naomi looks fired.
Yeah, like, long time everyone's like, oh, it's going to be Naomi. But then there's also like that, what if it's Bianca? And it was all a ruse, And she used that to get Naomi out of the picture so she could win the chamber. Because she goes on about, like, because she goes so nonchalantly afterwards. She's like, look, whatever's going on with Jade and Naomi is between them. I'm focusing on who I'm going to face at WrestleMania. And when it comes to it, I'll talk to you, Naomi, I'll talk to Jade, and I'll see what's going on. But she's not like crying about it. So I was a bit like, is Bianca in on it? And then it's revealed. Naomi comes out, Bianca comes out, and Bianca's like, look, you've got to tell me, like, did you do it? Like, was it you? Because I can't keep going on like this week after week if I can't get any clarification from either of you. And they're both like tearing up. It's very emotional, and it's one of those ones where, like, normally I hate when they do this really silly emotional stuff, but with this, it's something that's built over a year, so it's actually worth it rather than, oh, this 2-week thing, alright, get upset over it, And yeah, it was just like, yeah, it was me, I did it. she was in the way of it. It was us, me and you. When I came back, it was me and you, and she came in. It should have been us tag champs. Look how well we've done now that she's been gone. Bianca can't believe it. She storms out. Jade's music hit. Oh, Ashley goes like, she said, Bianca, where you going? Bianca, I need you. Bianca, listen to me, you're a great bitch. And it's like, oh, you know, it's like, normally like, bitch is thrown around so loosely in women's promos that it became just like a, okay, yeah, what's the storyline? You, bitch. Like, that's literally the storyline. This one, warranted, absolutely warranted. Jade's music hits. Bianca looks at her and goes, not my problem anymore. Steps aside, Jade goes straight after Bianca, beats her up, picks her up from the Jaded, and Naomi's like, Bianca, I need you, where are you, Bianca? Dropped Jaded, you know. And yeah, since then, Naomi's embraced the heel turn, completely different look. She's gone for a bit of an Orlando Jordan look. She's got the caution tape all over her. And I mean the TNA Orlando Jordan look, which, if you don't know about that, do yourself a favour, do not look into it. It's very outdated taboo. Basically, he's like, I'm guessing either openly gay or bisexual, but it's very like, oh, there's a man in there, and oh, look, I've got caution, I'm going to be all slick in it. You're like Goldust back in the 90s, but worse, because it was 2000s. But yeah, it was just like, but anyway, yeah, so she's now full on heel. She's like, when it comes to WrestleMania, I'm going to put you down for good. I'm going to show you why I'm, you know, when I came back, it should have been about me, it should have been this. Yet here you are, and I'm going to put you away. And if you thought what happened to you on the car was bad, just wait till I get you in the ring at WrestleMania. It's got to be Jade's to win, though. She's going back from a massive injury, building strong. I think that's like she's going to go after. I don't know if you put her after Chelsea for the US title. It's a difficult one because she could, but then also I'm like, do you push her for the world title? But then I'm worried that they want Jade versus Charlotte, and Charlotte the world champion. I think realistically she goes after Chelsea. The big thing is she'll do a big power move on Piper Niven. But I'm intrigued to see how this match goes. It's Jade's first one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Last year she was found in the 6-woman tag match. But I'm, like I said, 9-month storyline. It gets put to the wayside for a bit. Rumble season, they bring it all back. And it's great because it's like, oh yeah, look, they have a legit reason why they're feuding. You know, you took me out. You've cost me months of my career when I was just getting started because you got jealous of blah, blah, blah. You know, legit reason rather than, you're just a bitch, I hate you. So yeah, like I said, very, very excited for that one. Sorry, my brother messaged me. Don't even know what he's playing at the moment. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that one goes. This one, oh, I don't know. Again, short build, but it's been building for the past few months. Which way it goes, I do not know. I'm personally going Jacob Fatu to win. So, LA Knight won the US title off Logan Paul back at SummerSlam. Then Shinsuke Nakamura beat him for it back in October, I think, whenever it was. He won it. It's one of those things, latter day. Latter day Shinsuke. His title reigns are so non-existent because he just doesn't defend the title. I think the only reason they gave it to him is so he could go to a Japan show and be their champion. Knight won it back about a month ago. Another forgettable reign for Shinsuke, unfortunately. Braun and Jacob Fatu for months have been having these like monster matches with each other. It's been amazing. Braun's been out of action. Partially legit injuries and then sometimes storyline injuries. They had a normal. Well, basically they had like a lot of triple threat matches. I think they had like one-on-one matches. No, they had three triple threat matches, which led to a final triple threat match. And the winner of that became the contender, which Braun ended up winning. Solo's getting in Fatu's way at the moment, so there's some tension there. Jacob Fatu had a title match. Solo got involved with DQ. So obviously Jacob got involved about that. Braun had a match. Jacob got involved with DQ. Braun and Jacob Fatu had a last man standing match on SmackDown, sorry. Winner of that became the contender, which Jacob Fatu just won. So now he's got a title match against LA Knight at WrestleMania, and I think he beats LA Knight for it. A lot of people saying Solo might cost him again, but again, I think they've already done that, and you don't need to be doing that. So I'm basically just saying that wins it. Solo then gets annoyed because he's the champion and Solo isn't. And then that can build up something there. Yeah, we'll have to see how that develops. I genuinely think if there's going to be a title change, this is definitely one of them. Again, I love the fact that Jacob Fatu can do that.
We might see a new champion crowned. The champ kicks out at 10. Guys, I thought we were getting a new champion there. Well, we might see a new champ here tonight.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be worried if Jacob Fatu loses, because obviously the whole thing is like they're building Fatu up as the next big. So next big thing, because it's you know, they are building him up, and I think a loss of WrestleMania does hurt him. It's like he's already had to go through enough BS as it is. Give him the US title reign, let him run with it for a few months, and then you can push him to the world title. But yeah, I think Jacob Fatu picks up the win for the US title.
Here is your winner, and new WWE United States Champion, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. You can just feel it. Their championship dream has become reality.
Who else have we got? Right. Okay. So there's one more of the so far they've got 11 matches announced. 5 have got shows. And 6 haven't been given a night just yet, and I think there's like 3 more matches to come. Like I said, Damian and Drew hasn't been announced. It was meant to be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, but that's not a thing. I don't know if Randy Orton's going to get an opponent now, but again, the Kevin Owens thing could be a ruse. I'm going to do the other match on here. Is it normal? Fatal 4-way. It's going to be one of those ones. Maybe this doesn't take forever. Normally when there's more than 3 people involved, it's an absolute nightmare to try and win. So, it's the Intercontinental title Fatal 4-way match. I was hoping it'd be like a multi-man ladder match, because they always do great, but NXT Stand and Deliver is happening, so I don't think you can do 2 of them in the space of 2 nights. So I'm alright with this. So for months now, Judgment Day, I've been trying to win titles. World titles hasn't worked. Intercontinental title hasn't worked. Tag titles, obviously they had them, then they lost them and they couldn't get them back. So Finn has been trying to get the IC title. Dom's like, well, maybe, you know, because JD suffered a legit injury. It's awful. So he does a moonsault, and because they've got a new announce tables that are solid, smacks the back of his head off it. Concussed, manages gone through the match somehow. And yeah, it's just like, what the hell? Yeah, and then he's out for months, so they're down a member. So Dom's like, look, we need a new member, and Finn's like, no new members, because look what happens. Damien's gone, Rhea's gone, JD's now out injured. Carlito's fine. He's fine. We keep having these tension because we keep trying to add new people, and then it's more, So there's this whole divide going on. Finn gets an IC title shot, loses. Dom gets one, loses. Penta came in, I think, just before the Netflix start, or I think as it started. So he's basically been trying to help Bron because he's been fighting with Judgment Day. Dom was like, well, maybe we should get Penta in the Judgment Day. And Finn's like, you do know he just went after the IC title. You want to put him in Judgment Day? He's like, well, yeah, because then if he wins, we put the title. So that was the whole divide. And then, obviously, Bron and Penta in the tag match, they end up losing to the Judgment Day, and they fall out. Bron's been like a really strong champion. I'm pretty sure he's defended it like once every 2 weeks. So basically it's built up to this. Finn's got himself an IC title match because he won the tag match. Liv went, look, I'll get you in it as well because you were part of that match, you did win as well. Obviously Penta's like, oh well, I deserve an IC title match. Yeah, they had it. Judgment Day interfered, got involved. So now we have this four-way. And now this whole Finn standing over everyone with the IC title. This is my time. And I genuinely think Dom's going to steal it. Bron doesn't have to be pinned. It's the best way to get it off him. Multi-man match. Bron doesn't have to lose the match to lose it. And yeah, I think Dom wins the title, pinning Finn, sets off the Judgment Day split. I think Finn gets booted out because they've been doing like little teases of the Demon. So when they're doing the backstage segments, the Demon Finn Balor lunchbox or whatever is in the background, so you can see it. And yeah, I think it's going to build to a Dom Finn feud over the IC title. It'd be very dastardly of Dom to obviously steal it off Finn Balor.
And he was able to turn that around on Balor.
So yeah, I think
the challenger really struggling to avoid major damage.
I genuinely think Dom's winning it. Like, what's the best way to get someone really heelish? Probably not do anything all match, come in, steal at the end, and to do it on your own faction member. That's going to be something. But yeah, whoever's made this Penta, very well done. Very well done. Like, I am not that creative enough. I did Joe Hendry on my story mode, and he was the most basic looking thing ever. I didn't go into detail of like hairs on his chest or his eyebrows or whatever. I just did standard default character, white hair. That'd be so good if they stayed down. If Penta stayed down, I'd drop kick Thron and got the pin there. Yeah, like I said, I did the basic thing, like blue shorts, wrote JH on it. Changed some of his moveset, mainly his signature and finishes. So it was the fall away slam and his choke slam for his finisher. But that's as basic as I get. Push, you know.
We're going to shut this down. The challenger fending off the 2 count.
Ron's not at all looking. Right, trying to beat you. But yeah, but like I said, with this match, I'm very excited to see how it goes. It could just be Bron retains and spears the hell out of him. His spear, without shadow of doubt, the best spear in the height he gets, the speed he gets, Absolutely incredible. He did one on Carlito on Raw, and he fucking flipped through it. It was incredible. Braun's my favourite person to watch wrestling. Like, of the current generation, Braun's my favourite. I want Braun to go and get the world title. That's how much I think he's incredible. Yeah, like whenever Braun's on TV, watching him. Like it was like Gunther a few years ago. Every time he's in a match, I'm watching his match because he is to me he is the perfect athlete. Strength, speed, intensity. You know, he's honestly so good. Like him with ISO speed at the Rumble, fantastic. No, you should have ignored it. I was stealing the pin whilst you were doing your little. This is normally why I don't do walking out matches on this unless I make an elimination. No. Yeah. Ah, crap. Oh, nice. No. Ah, crap. No. Someone stop him. Oh, well, I guess Braun's retaining. Right, well, I want Dom to win. That could be realistically what happens, though. Yeah, I'm not doing that match again because, like I said, I'm on limited time. Don't know how long I've been going for. So that's not all the matches announced so far. All the matches that they've got nights so far. Haven't got nights so far. Sorry, apart from this Tiffany thingy one. So I'm going to go on to the match. Oh, tell you what, I'll do a tag match because they're doing a women's gauntlet match, tag gauntlet match to determine who faces Liv and Raquel. This might not even happen at WrestleMania, but I'm going to put it here anyway. I'm going to go with who I think is going to win the gauntlet match. They're not, spoiler alert, they're not going to win at WrestleMania. Where's Raquel? Because on this she's not part of it just yet. Where are they? Natalia and I've got Master Maxine Dupree. So yeah, like I said, they've got a women's tag team gauntlet match going on. I can't remember who's in it, but apparently the favourites are going to be Lyra Valkyrie and Bayley. I think it's going to be these two, just because, like, I know it only started on last Monday's Raw, but Maxine's basically said she wants her and Natalia to put the tag team, and I think to build that up, you have them win the gauntlet and show that, okay, that, you know, they can be legitimised as a tag team. And it's nice because it's not a thrown together tag team for the sake of being thrown together like a lot of tag teams are. Like they're actually making something of it. But I think, regardless of who wins, I think Liv and Raquel retain at WrestleMania. Because again, if Finn or Dom don't win the IC title at WrestleMania, that'll be another thing that they can have over them. It's like, well, at least we kept our titles. Because that's been like the thing the whole time. Raquel went for the women's IC title, lost. Liv went for the world title, lost. And Finn's like, shame you didn't get it. Well, I guess we'll have to come bring some gold back, you know. And like Liv and Raquel's like, well, you know, at least we're the tag champs. Yeah, I thought you would have won the IC title, but here we are again, you know. Yeah, it's just little stuff like that. Where you know. But I think realistically, Liv and Raquel keep the tag titles. It'd be too soon for them to drop it, especially to a new tag team. I think eventually eventually Natalia and Maxine will be the ones to beat them for the titles. I think that's what they're building to, and if it's a natural build, by all means. But I think realistically, it's just going to be they retain, no problem.
Here are your winners.
I mean, they could do like 37. I think night 1 they had the gauntlet match, and then night 2 was the tag title match. So that's what that could be. Yeah, so that's basically I'm going for that one. Like, this has the smallest build to it. I think, I wouldn't say it's the, like, again, might not even happen at WrestleMania. That's why it's such a small build of it. Not really WrestleMania worthy. But if they need more matches, I'm fine with that being a match. That's basically what I'm going to say about it. I tell you what, I'm going to do Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, cool. I'm going to basically do the finish that I think will happen. So where is he, Randy Orton? Oh, that's a good Randy Orton. Randy Orton 09 though. That's something else. Yeah, so yeah, Kevin Owens recently became, I'd say recently, I think this was before the Rumble, he became a bad guy. He decided to do a package pile driver on Randy Orton, took him out for a few months, did it to Cody Rhodes. He had the no holds barred or unsanctioned match with Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber, which again, really good. Randy Orton came back after that, went straight after Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has been limping around, trying to do sneak attacks and everything. And Randy's like, look, you did this thing to me, and yeah, you know my neck and shoulder issues. You brought this really dark side out of me again. And I'm going to punt your head off when it comes to WrestleMania. And Kevin Owens has been like finding ways, like he's like, look, Randy, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that. You know, you've done stuff. I've done stuff. Can we bury the hatchet? You know, we were a tag team. RKO, remember that was us. So can we go back to being that? Randy's like, no. It's like, you can take your apologies and shove it up your ass. And basically, like, Kevin's been trying to find ways to get out of it, and then hence why he's had like the announcement, like, I've had this neck injury, I've been dealing with it for months. I'm gonna go get surgery. I might not even come back, but I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank Nick Aldis. I want to thank the fans and most bully. I'm sorry, everyone, about everything that's happened. I'm just sorry. He goes to leave. Randy Orton comes out, walks straight past him. And Nick Aldis like, look, I'm sorry, Randy, but you don't have a match at WrestleMania now. So he RKO's Nick Aldis on there going, Aldis? WrestleMania? If it's not Kevin Owens? You know. But I think, you know, again, could be a ruse. If it's not a ruse, then what a really crap time for it to happen. But again, like I said, he's been pushing through for months. And if it is legit, then it's like, Jesus, you know, another neck injury issue. They really need to. But again, how many bumps does Kevin take on his neck? You know, like, someone's got to say to him, it's like, look, if you've got neck issues, don't do the whole, like, tuck your head in between the rungs of a ladder, like back suplex spot, or the power bomb where he lands neck first, you know. So, you know, who knows? But again, you know, someone's been out injured, they've come back for revenge. There's a few of those stories going on, but at least it's a legit reason. It's an actual heated rivalry, not just, oh well, it's WrestleMania season and I need an opponent, so me and you, let's go. You know, like AJ and Logan. So if this match does happen, should be really good. I think they do the punt spot. I think they do. I think that legitimately writes Kevin off. So, you know, like, we'll have to see if it does. I'm just putting it here just in case it does. But I think Randy gets the win.
Side Russian leg sweep. Owens at the mercy of his opponent.
I'm trying to get 3
Owens
finishes
just
so
can't
I can do
find
the punt.
any breathing room. Delivering nasty stomps.
I realised there are some spike DDTs which are so much better than the one just from the ring, because obviously he takes so long to get back up from it. Use your resiliency.
How did he do that? Ooh, targeting the back of the neck.
So yeah, if you want to be quicker, you can either lean him against the ropes, or you can Irish whip him so he's on the outside of the ropes, and that one's quicker. Yeah, this one, so much quicker. Look. Bang, and back up. Whereas that other one, he stands there for 5 to 10 seconds. There we go, the punt, the pin, it's got to be it.
Just barely making it out.
Alright, don't go kicking out of
Howling out of that pinfall.
punt.
This match is
What, sell it,
far from
Kevin,
over.
Jesus.
And this match is still not
Right,
over.
I tell you what,
Orton is seething
I will
at
show you
that
one thing that I do love. I don't know why that's not the wake-up taunt for Randy Orton. It's perfect. That's just an opponent taunt.
To find that right now.
kick gets caught.
Changer. Oh no.
I know, I guess it is.
What we have here. He
Great.
has no
It is wake-up
idea
taunt.
what's
Great.
coming his
Perfect.
way.
Right, we'll definitely do that for the finisher. I think for some reason it wouldn't do it sometimes when I played it before. But I do love the new RKO animation they've got. It's nice and quick.
Stiff punch.
Here you go. Watch.
Got him lined up, and it's only a matter of time now.
Bang. Nice quick one. It's great. I know there's 15 variations of the RKO now, but I love it. Right, so I'll try and go through my matches. I think I've got 4 left now. So I've done the tag match, done Damien thing, I've done that one, done Ray El Grande, Fatal 4-Way, Jade Naomi. Oh, there you go, yeah. Liv and Raquel in the gauntlet match is on the Mania card. I've just completely missed it. A Jacob Fatu, AJ Logan. I've done Tiffany Charlotte. Okay, so I've got 4 left here. That I'll do. That are guaranteed on the card. They are all title matches apart from one. So we'll go first with the triple threat match. This one's going to be a bit easier to win, hopefully. So Elimination Chamber. Bianca wins, so she becomes the number 1 contender for the world title, because obviously Charlotte went for the women's title. Rhea Ripley won the world title back off Liv at the Netflix premiere of Raw. And then Io Sky won a number 1 contenders match, and just for weeks on end just sat on it. She then had that match. Bianca was at ringside. Rhea sort of confronts Bianca a bit. And then Io retains. Io wins it off Rhea. Rhea gets annoyed at Bianca. It's like, well, why were you at ringside? You didn't need to be there. And she's like, well, I was just scouting my opponent for WrestleMania. It's going to be one of you two. Yeah, well, you didn't need to be at ringside, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, at first, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it, because it's just like, it would be a bit awkward to not have Rhea there. I think people just wanted Rhea Bianca. And then, what happens next? Oh, and then it's Bianca's having the match against Io, just standard, I think. It's like something's going on. Rhea comes out and she's like, oh, I'm just at ringside. Just come to watch your match, blah, blah, blah. Io wins that. I think it's like a tag match or something. But basically cost Bianca the match. So she gets annoyed about that. Io, poor Io, she is such an afterthought in this, and she's the champion. It's like she's literally there, like, I'm the world champion. What's wrong with you? Yeah, she's getting pushed aside by both of them. Yeah, she get 1 point. Bianca stands tall. Rhea signs the contract. So like, look, it's a triple threat now. Adam Pearce is like, no, there's 2 names on the contract. And Rhea's like, no, you put me in the match, or you give me my world title rematch. And then basically Bianca's made special guest referee, and then she gets hit by Bianca. She gets hit by Rhea. She gets hit by Bianca. Double DQ. Rhea's like, what are you doing here? Blah, 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 and all this stuff. Then Adam Pearce makes it a triple threat. They will sign it. Io actually stands tall for a change. I think I've gone for Io to retain. I think Bianca and Rhea get in each other's way, and that helps Io retain. I know realistically Bianca's unbeaten at WrestleMania, but I feel so bad for Io, especially after last year. Like, she gets given the world title just to lose to Bayley. I feel like she deserves to retain the title.
The Women's World Championship being defended here tonight.
So yeah, I've gone for Io to retain. It's very unlikely, but she could. I think it's one of those things. I think
Byron, it's a title that represents the
Bianca's the more likely. Rhea's been champion for she was champion for over a year. Like, she's been on-off champion for like a good 2 years now, like close to 2 years. Bianca's not been world champion since
that you unleash your inner brutality. This is no time to hold back and act like the rules
that's world champion.
It's the truth. This is a match condition
just as long. Just as long. Like 39 was the last one, I think. Right, what was she doing at 39? She was facing. Who was she facing? It was Bianca. So I know she came out with everyone doing the hair thing. I genuinely cannot remember for the life of... Who were the champions at that time? Because Rhea beat Charlotte. Bianca beat... Asuka, wasn't it? Yeah. So Bianca... Yeah, 39. So basically, it's been like 2 years since Bianca was champion. Because Io actually cashed in on Bianca to win the World Championship back in SummerSlam 2023. So there's a nice little bit that I didn't think of. See, this is what I mean. You're treated for long-term memory. You know, you can go, oh, this makes sense because they were here when this happened. You know, that's probably why Rhea wanted. That's why Bianca wanted to go after Io Sky, because she beat her for the world title. She cashed in on her and she was preventable. If you were to do one-on-one. What is Io's signature move? Bullet train. I won't spot it.
And she heads out to the floor. Obviously was in need of a breather. And here we go, returning to the ring.
Don't interrupt it. I'm going for a Spanish fly. Yeah, like, you know. But again, should be a really good match between the three. I love how talented the women's roster is right now. So I say right now, it has been for a good while. But the fact that all these matches that are going on for WrestleMania, you can literally go, yeah, they deserve to be on there. They're all really talented. They're all really good at what they do. They do deserve to be on WrestleMania. Right, are you going to kick out? Yes. So, you know, it's again, Io's getting another WrestleMania. Can't say no to that. Obviously, Rhea's been the face of the women's division for the past year and a half now. Oh, what a reversal! Right. Absolutely love Io's top rope animation, like climbing animation. So good. It's like Rob Van Dam with his. Like, I love that it's a unique animation.
And Belair gets beat to the punch.
Ripley uncorking a clothesline and another.
Waiting.
Position. Drop kick.
Ow.
Yeah, she is really getting fired up.
No, you're not pinning me off that. I think she might have been going for the prism trap.
Shoulder right to the midsection.
No, she's coming at me. Ah!
Io able to fend her off.
DDT. Get out of here.
Accurate roundhouse. She's making her way to the top turnbuckle.
Hey, hurry. Foot.
Goes under.
Taking flight.
Yo! Bang. DDT.
Planted. Snapmare could set something else up. And she heads out to the floor.
Obviously was in need of a breather.
Up high.
Missed. It's very Lita-esque.
That might have just sealed the deal on us having a new champ.
Kicks out.
Unbelievable. Looks like the EST still has something left in the tank.
Right, seal it. Go on. Do it. No.
The champ just closed this out.
On the face of Io Sky for retaining her title.
Here is your winner, and still a WWE.
I'll take that. Yeah, it should be a really good match between the three. Right, next we will go for the world title match. Gunther versus the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso. It did have a slow build. It was a bit sloppy. Jey did deserve to win the Royal Rumble. I'm not taking that away from him. I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, of all people, is it?" He's like, at least Cody won the Rumble. I think if Cody didn't win the Rumble last year and they still had the Bloodline story, whoever won the Rumble would have been a massive afterthought. I think the fact that Cody won the Rumble, that's why it was fine last year. Jay's just, there's been such a bigger story that's been made since. I think that's why people have suddenly gone, "Oh, well, Jey Uso's not really world champion material. Jey Uso's not this, blah, blah." He is. The natural build they've had for him, from being right-hand man Jey Uso to main event Jey Uso. I know he had a bit of a stinker against Jimmy at last year's WrestleMania. But again, Matt and Jeff Hardy were never good against each other. They're always great working together against each other. Whole different story. But yeah, Jey won the IC title off Braun. And then obviously lost it back to him. But look who the most popular superstar is right now. It's Jey Uso. Who's selling the most merch. Look at his entrances. You can't say that he's not popular. Obviously Gunther, amazing world champion. He's been champion for 9 months? So basically since SummerSlam, won King of the Ring, beat Damian Priest for the title, obviously because Finn helped. But he's been a very solid champion. Been having great world title matches, which realistically he wasn't going to lose. I think the only other thing that hinders this as well, which is what hindered me to it at first, was they just had a match at Saturday night's main event. I think it was the week before the Rumble, which Gunther won clean. So basically, Jey never beat Gunther for the IC title, and then he lost the week before the Rumble to Gunther for the world title, and now he's like, "I'm going to challenge you, Gunther," and I'm like, "You just lost to him." So it's not I think if they took the world title thing out of it, if they took Saturday night's main event out of it, great. I think that's the only thing that hinders it for me, is the fact that he legitimately lost the world title match clean the week before the Rumble. And he's like, "I know I can beat you." And Gunther's like, "Well, you can't, because I beat you." But then that's what they play onto. It's like, I'm 0-3 against Gunther. Every time it comes to a title, I lose. And I think I'm scared. I think that's what it is. I think that's why I'm messing up. I'm not there. And, Jimmy's had to try and convince me, "Look, where's right-hand man Jey Uso? Where's main event Jey Uso? I need Royal Rumble winner Jey Uso. I don't need this sorry excuse for an Uso." So then Jimmy challenges Gunther to a match. Gunther wins. Jey comes out trying to save him. And the thing that has saved the feud, Gunther beats the fuck out of Jimmy. zip ties Jay to the ring and cracks Jimmy's head open with the belt. He's bleeding everywhere. He gets his blood, wipes it all over him, licks it, spits it because it's disgusting. He just continues to beat up Jimmy whilst Jay can't do anything. Gives me like, help your brother, Jay. Help him. Go on, help him. You've got it. He's like, Jimmy, come here. Well, obviously, he says his actual name. He's like, come here. I'm here for it. Takes him away, chokes him out. Absolutely incapacitated. It's so good. Like, that saved the feud because it was getting a bit sloppy. I was like, it's like, yeah, it is WrestleMania worthy, but again, it's fans being fickle. It was just like people immediately going, "Oh, this doesn't even deserve WrestleMania. Jay shouldn't even be on WrestleMania. What a pathetic world title." That's like, yeah, it's been overshadowed massively by Cody Cena.
Guys, this one has that big fight feel tonight.
But it is WrestleMania worthy. The build-up has been Jay. All year it's been, look how popular Jay Uso is. Look how much merchandise he's selling. Look how behind Jay the fans are. And it's going to be Yeetle Mania. As much as I hate it, it's going to be a thing. And Gunther's had a long title reign. And
Gunther got surprised there.
I'll see Triple H being the king of it. Overlord heel champion finally gets his comeuppance. You know, obviously Triple H's reign is terrible. Roman with the bloodline for years. Gunther with the world title for 9 months. Yeah, it's always big evil champion dominates for almost a year, and then this guy comes to save the day. It works. You know, we hate that it happens time and time again, but it does work. The Authority, Daniel Bryan, it works. You know. And it's going to be another example here. Jay wins the world title. Who's next in line for it? Again, new season after WrestleMania. He could have completely different new contenders. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I genuinely think Jay's winning it. You know, I think Jay needs to win it. I think if he doesn't, what do you do with Jay? He's lost to Gunther 4 times on the trot. The story is he can't beat Gunther and he needs to beat Gunther. You know, so you know we'll see what happens. I'm very excited to see what happens. I'm sure it's going to be a very solid match. And yeah, like I said, I'm very excited for it.
Jey Uso deserves his place in the spotlight. Top rope. The challenger might have what it takes to win this.
Like, the only thing I'm a bit worried about is Gunther might do the same as he did with Sami Zayn last year at WrestleMania. Like, might get too cocky and be like, oh, well, I beat you before, haha. Yeah, you hit him with a powerbomb, then pull him up for, like, from the pin, like he was with Jimmy on Raw. And then splash, Jay kicks out, Jay powers out, Gunther's shocked, tries to take him out, Jay comes back, wins. You know, Sami did with WrestleMania, you know, he hit several splashes, kicked out, Gunther went to finish him off, but then Sami came back, Helluva Kick, Brainbuster, win. You know, might be similar, but if it ends up Jay winning, I'm fine. Right, next, the main event for night 1. Again, another thing that it's been a bit contentious, but I'm fine with it. The build-up has technically been since Punk came back. But between the 3 of them, it's been since the Rumble or since Survivor Series. Yeah, Punk's whole thing was, I want the main event at WrestleMania. That's all I wanted. He wanted it last. Like, I think realistically, he would have won the Rumble last year if it wasn't for the injury. And basically, they've been in this whole. Punk joined Roman and the Bloodline at Survivor Series against Solo and his Bloodline. And in return, Paul Heyman owed him a favour. And Fraser's is like, oh, what's the favour? Is it a world title match? Is it, you know, this and that, whatever. It, again, one of those things, doesn't get talked about for a while. And then as WrestleMania season comes around, oh yeah, we've got that favour, Paul, that we need to discuss. Yeah, basically Roman came back from... So basically, Roman got eliminated by Seth, I think, or by Punk. Oh no, Seth and Roman got eliminated by Punk, and then Logan eliminated Punk. But then Roman and Punk are basically facing off because obviously where Punk's landed is right in front of Roman, and they're like snarling at each other. Seth comes in, double foot stomp on Roman, stomps him on the steps. Him and Punk brawl. Roman's not been seen since. Seth and Punk are still feuding. Punk wins the match on the premiere of Netflix. Then they have a cage match, which they're beating the hell out of each other. It's very intense. Seth stomp, GTS, another stomp. He goes to win. Doors open. Drag through the door. Pulls him out. So Seth wins the match, but not how he wants to because he wasn't done with Punk. Roman beats the hell out of Seth. Who's in the ring with him? Paul Heyman is in the ring with Punk. Roman sees this and immediately beats up Punk. Obviously, Paul sides with Roman. Punk's like, well, I've still got this favour, and I'll tell you when it is. Obviously, Paul's freaking out. He's like, look, you need to tell me. I can't sleep. I can't do all this. You need to tell me what the favour is. Please tell me what the favour is. They're signing the contract, and he's like, look, I know what you're looking for. It's in there. You're going to main event WrestleMania. You are main eventing night one. Punk gets emotional. Seth gets pissed off. He's like, no, he doesn't deserve it. Roman Reigns has deserved it every year. I've deserved it when I've been in the main event. He does not deserve it. You can't just write in main event. All this stuff. And Roman's like, look, another man's favour is just another guy's... Like one man's dream is another guy's favour, So, Roman's like, look, don't thank the wise man. You thank me because I got it done. And he's like, all right, thank you, my tribal chief. Thank you, the head of the table. He goes, thank you, big dog. Because obviously it calls back to when Punk was first there. Roman was the big dog. And obviously he's going to like, whatever. And then he goes, thank you for giving me that. And then as he leaves, he goes, but that's not the favour I'm owed. And it's like, oh my God, what is it then? Cut to, I think, the SmackDown after. And they're all in the ring. He's like, right, what's this favour? You've got to say it now. And Punk goes, look, back in 2006. Again, like, the fact that this goes all the way back to the 2000s is incredible. For Punk and Heyman, it's like, look, I was almost thrown out and you stuck up for me. You got me onto ECW. You got me in that Extreme Elimination Chamber match. It cost you your job, but I kept in touch with you and I wanted you, and you basically said, when the time was right, I owe you a favour. And I've now got that main event at WrestleMania. And my favour is, I want you at ringside with me. And obviously Roman's like, are you there? And then Roman's like, oh, he's not going to do that. He's with me. Like, he's my wise man. Think he's crying. Like, Paul's crying. He goes, I'm sorry, my tribal chief, but I never break a promise. And he's literally like, Roman doesn't know what to do with himself now because he's like, you are my wise man. And Seth's laughing. He's like, you idiot. And then on Raw, Seth and Punk have a confrontation. Seth beats Punk down. Paul's like, Punk, I'm sorry, Punk. This stuff. Goes to stomp Heyman, stops right in front of him, and Seth goes, now you owe me a favour. And it's like, oh my God, what's this favour going to be? I don't know what it is, but I don't think it... I think it could be he leaves with Heyman at the end, but I genuinely don't know, but I'm just having it as it is right now. I think Punk's winning. Punk's got this one main event. He missed last year.
These three superstars,
I think he's going to win this one.
This triple threat matchup goes. All set for action. And in this one,
but I am so looking forward to this.
and Seth
like
Rollins
Again, I know why it's debatable for the main event because realistically the Royal Rumble winners should main event. But of the two, do you want the match we've seen already, or do you want this as your main event? Where, as we saw with last year, night 1 plays into night 2. And I thought what would have happened was Punk would have got himself included in the world title picture. Like I think he would have gone like, my favour is if I win this triple threat, you add me to the world title match. You know, or you add me to Cody and Cena. So, you know, it's like, but again, God knows what's going to happen. It's so good, like, the fact that there's so many twists and turns already. I don't think Roman's winning. I think Roman will disappear again, which, fair enough, considering his health and everything. I'm impressed that he still comes back and still does more. I'm more than happy to have limited shows. He's got that star power. He's earned that break. And like I said, again, especially with his health, absolutely fine that he goes to get better, or like, you know, he spends more time with his family. But yeah, I'm so excited to see what happens in this match. Big Roman's getting up. Oh no! Okay, cool. Use your resilience. Yeah, again, all good side from Seth. He could go back to Roman. He's done it before. He could. Don't know what else he could do. Yeah, again, it could have implications for night 2. That's what I'm intrigued by. Like, what his favour is could have implications for night 2.
He just flipped the script there. Big time height on that kick. That should strike fear in your opponent. And he clearly knows that as long as he has the kendo stick, he has the power here.
Not the prime bottle.
I have a feeling we're about to get a front row seat, gentlemen.
Bonk.
And he heads back into the ring. Oh, great wherewithal.
Knew what was coming there. Drop kick.
Ouch.
Rollins dodges in the nick of time. Ooh, foot of the elbow counters that.
Ow.
Hooking him up. Face first.
I forgot when he had that as a
Looking for
finisher.
the pin, but was that enough? Wow, I thought for sure that was it.
Ooh.
Saw it coming and fired back hard.
Does the official not see him removing the turnbuckle?
Oh, I thought he went for a Superman punch then.
Fired up now.
I think he did, but then he changed.
Counter by CM Punk.
Trading counters here.
Whoa, right into a chop block. Debilitating counter.
You face her best.
And a clothesline counter. The universal signal for extreme. The
Shining Wizard.
entered the
Sort of.
You have to imagine we're hitting the late stages of this matchup. Who's going to dig deeper at this point?
It might just take that
Oh, is he going for the
extra foot,
springboard
that
knee?
extra inch further to create the difference.
I went to go for a GTS again. Oh no, it backfired. Oh, it backfired. Maybe that's what's going to happen. It's going to take the turnbuckle. It's going to backfire. Right, while Seth is down.
CM Punk looking to turn out the lights.
Don't recover. Don't recover just yet. Let me get the pin.
And right away into the pin. He did not want things to
Damn it.
end this way.
Right, your turn. Get off. Get off. And I got the place.
He breaks the hold.
God damn it, Roman.
What a match.
It's not going to happen again.
Match.
It's all rolling out the ring thing that cost me the match.
Flying. Pushing.
Oh, big splash. No. You kick out Seth. You kick out Seth. Oh my God.
Close to ending it all there.
Vicious right forearm.
Ooh, walloped by a huge club.
Go on.
Springboard, swan.
Bugger.
That might have done it. This could be
Get
it.
off.
How have we not? Punk looking for GT.
Oh, he's gonna get up. He's gonna get up.
GT.
Don't go for the pin. No. Ah.
Close this.
Yeah.
Dropping the elbow.
No.
A reversal. He saw that coming. Getting back into the ring now.
Stop grabbing the crime balls.
DDT.
Punk
Yes.
looking for
Go on, go on,
GTS.
go.
GTS.
Seth's eyes look glazed over.
2.
Outlast the others in this triple threat match.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
Standing tall above the two.
Right. Now for the main event of night 2. The biggest story. Again, technically, a month and a half's build since Elimination Chamber. But over a year in the making. And I am so excited to see how this goes. It is for the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes defending against a heel John Cena. The thing we thought would never happen has happened. John Cena is now a bad guy. So, Money in the Bank 2024, Cena comes back and basically says 2025 is his last year. He's retiring after that. No, I'm gonna do, like, I might pop up every now and then, say hi, but no one-off matches, no, I'm gonna be called out of retirement. I'm gonna do I'm done. Royal Rumble is like basically like the Raw on Netflix is my last Raw match on Netflix. Or my last Raw match. Royal Rumble is my last Royal Rumble. Elimination Chamber is my last Elimination Chamber. WrestleMania is my last WrestleMania, and so on. 2025 is where it ends. And then since then, don't see him. I think maybe like does one or two one-off appearances on my pay-per-views.
Connects. Saw it coming.
Raw on Netflix. Raw on Netflix is the first proper comeback. This is promo. But I thought it's my last run. What do I want to do? Do I want to face new people? Do I want to do like a legacy run where I go on my old opponents that are still here, run it back with them? Or do I go for the world title and break the record? For it.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing
He's
him
like,
dig down
it's like, yeah, but if I could, then I need to fight a bunch of people. Or I could just go and ask Cody, but then that's not fair. I could go against Gunther, or or I could just win the Rumble. Ooh. I could win the Royal Rumble, and obviously everyone's like, yeah, do it. Alright, I'm in the Royal Rumble. Everyone goes mental. And I will win, and I will face the world champion at WrestleMania, and I will win 917, and all this stuff. Comes to the Rumble, doing really well. Final 4, Final 3, Final 2. It's him versus Jay. Back and forth with Jay. They're on the outside, both gone over the top rope. Jay slips off the back, pushes him off. Look of shock on Cena's face. He can't believe he's just been eliminated by Jey Uso again. He goes, right, that's fine. Shake your hand, your moment. He goes off. Press conference afterwards. Well, wanted to win the Rumble, that didn't happen. Next step, find out who Jay's going for, and then I will go in the Elimination Chamber. And I'm announcing myself for it, and I know that, other people still have to earn it, but I think I've earned the right to be in the chamber, and I think it's best for business that I'm in the chamber. Again, that little line, best for business, Triple H used to say that about the Authority back in the mid-2010s. So he's in there. Everyone else has to qualify. Obviously, Drew's like, oh, well, why doesn't John have to qualify? CM Punk as well. Like, again, bit weird. John doesn't qualify, but again, the legacy he's got. Fine. I'll allow it. I'll just beat him anyway. One of the most star-studded thingies you can have. It's Cena. Who is it? It's Cena, Punk, Logan, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and who's the other one that's in there? I can't remember. Bloody hell. Oh, Seth. Sorry. Cena comes in, has a fire, almost gets eliminated by Drew, but Drew gets beat by Damian. That sets up that thing. Comes down to the final three. Punk, Seth, Cena, they all hit finishes. Punk eliminates Seth, and then they're fighting back and forth. They hit each other's finishes, I think. Punk's crawling over the bottom rope, stomped by Seth. Cena hesitates for a bit, straight into STF. Punk doesn't tap. I think he passes out, if I remember correctly. Cena wins. Cody comes out, shakes his hand. Me, you, WrestleMania. The Rock comes out. This whole time, Rock's come back after the Rumble. And he's like, right, Cody, me and you need to talk business. I want you to be my champion. I want your soul. I need your answer by Elimination Chamber. And and then the big moment, I gave my soul away ages ago. I gave it to them, the fans. So my answer is no. And everyone's like, yeah. He goes, and then the best part, hey Rock, go fuck yourself. It's so good. Honestly, like, very rare they use like a proper swear word. Normally it's just obviously crap, bitch. But when they say fuck or shit, it is. They know how to use it now. It's so good. And then obviously Cena's like, oh my god, you said that to The Rock, what the hell? Oh, it's amazing. Cody turns to Cena, they high five, do a little handshake hug thing, looks over to The Rock, cuts back to Cena. The face Cena's doing is so sinister. Rock slices his neck. Cena goes, yeah, bang! Kicks Cody in the dick, beats the hell out of him, hits him across the face with the belt, with his fist, with the chain. It's brutal. And then Cena obviously doesn't show up for like 2 weeks. They're doing a European tour at the same time, so shows up in Brussels, 25 minutes or so. Obviously biggest booze ever. He's like, it's so easy to show you why I did what I did. And it's like, we have been in a toxic relationship. I've had to do this, I've had to do that, and it's never enough for you. You just want stuff. You never give stuff. You just take and you take and you take. I'm breaking up with you after 16 years, after 20 years of doing this. I am breaking up with you. You mean nothing to me. There's like a kid in the crowd. That kid, I hate you. Because the kid's like, what have I done? He's like, he's just come to see his hero. They very rarely come to Belgium. Cody comes out, says some stuff. Basically goes, I would have given you the benefit of the doubt, explain your actions, said why you did what you did, but just do me a favour. When you come to WrestleMania, bring John Cena. I don't want this whiny bitch. And it leaves. Next week, obviously Cody says a SmackDown promos and says whatever. Next week, Cena, more of the same stuff. I can't stand you. I wanted this. You want me to do this? You wanted me to change my theme song? No, because that's what you want. You want me to wear something different? No, because then I'm just doing what you want. I wear this because I want to, not because you tell me to. You know, I'd come out to my theme song because I want to, not because you tell me to. Cody comes out. Actually, what happens in the second version? I think the second version is fine. It's not as strong, if I remember correctly. I think because the next one that they had was so strong, it made me forget the last one. But basically, Cena comes out before he says anything. Cody comes out, and he's like, "Oh, hang on, this is where you're gonna cook me, right? You're gonna say, oh, what can you actually insult me about? Oh, I know. How about my lisp? You know, I've been taking speech lessons for it. I seem to be doing alright. Oh, I know. How about Stardust? You know, or how about that I've got an arm tattoo on my neck? You know, because there's not really anything you can say that can really do, like, you know, see, it's like, it'd be so easy if I just did that. You know, the fact that you are champion disgusts me. You were my chauffeur. The fact that this company has resorted to giving the world championship to my chauffeur disgusts me. Because, oh, you say about how I buried him. I am the talent. I bury mediocrity. You know, it's all these things. I was like, oh my god, wet like this, Cena. Oh, you know, you've been coming for years, and it's been worth the wait. So worth the wait. And he's like, I'm going to take that title from you, not because of your mediocrity, but so I can take it away from them. It's my title. When you say WWE champion, you say John Cena. I'm going to take it away from you. You can make a new one, make a new toy belt, but it is not the world title. Yeah, and all this stuff. And the thing on your neck, it's not the fact that it's there that I hate. It's the fact you're so egotistical and self-centered. Got your brand tattooed on your neck. Do you see any tattoos on me? No, you don't. I wear them on this shirt, I wear them on this, you know, all this stuff. It's like, they're all legitimate reasons, you know. And he's like, yeah. And basically at one point, he goes, like, Cody goes, John, you'll always be my hero, but you're a piece of shit. And it's like, oh, again, use of the swear word, very rare, but again, is used perfectly in that situation. Cena's basically goes to leave. Yes, I'll see you at WrestleMania, chat. And Cody goes, hey John, oh, well, another thing that says, so he goes, of the two of us in the ring, who sold out to The Rock? You know. What does he say to him? But that's the thing, there's so much stuff he says, and it's all so brilliant. And then it's like, I think as well he goes something like, oh, out of the two of us, I've never had the crowd say you can't wrestle. So then Cena goes to come back in, goes to fight him, thinks, nah, drops the mic, goes to clothesline him, Cody counters, crossroads. And that's been the send-off so far. There's still one more Raw to go. Well, actually, there was Raw the other night. I watched some of the highlights, but yeah, I think they just redid the hype package for that one. But I think Cena's winning it. You don't do a heel turn this gigantic and era-changing and not have John Cena win. He's got to. It's his last run. Give him that 17th world title. Let him have this heel run. Drop it at SummerSlam. Could be to Punk. Could be to someone else. But let Cena have this run. Because it is fantastic. And if you drop it, like if you just go, oh yeah, Cody retains, what are we doing? The one Cena heel turn in 17 years. And if you have him lose to Cody, something's wrong there. Also, obviously, The Rock's been out of the picture since Chamber. God knows what's going on there. but I think that comes into WrestleMania. I think it could be similar to the whole end of last year. Rock's going to come out. Someone's probably going to come out on Cody's behalf. Travis Scott's going to be there because for some reason he's now part of the picture. This is the match. This deserves every right to main event WrestleMania Night 2. But WrestleMania, again, with Triple H in charge, should be a very solid WrestleMania. He's not gone wrong. 38 was a bit shit, but I think that was still technically Vince because he was in charge of the 22 Rumble as well, and that was fucking atrocious. I think since Triple H fully took over SummerSlam 22, they've been on an upward trajectory, and I think this will just keep doing it. I am so excited for WrestleMania 41. But they are my predictions for WrestleMania. I'm not going to do a shorter video. Like I said, I'm not going to do any face cam video things like I have before until I get my own place. It's probably going to be a good while before I stream again. Like I said, I was just making the most of the free time I've got. But I'll go over the matches from what I can remember. El Grande Americano beats Rey Mysterio. Logan beats AJ Styles. Jacob Fatu wins the US title of LA Knight. Liv and Raquel beat the Gauntlet winners, who I think is Natalya and Maxine. Jade beats Naomi. Dominic wins the Fatal 4-Way. I know Bron won it on the game, but I think Dominic wins it sneakily. If there is a match, Randy Orton beats Kevin Owens. Drew beats Damian Priest because he deserves a win. Io Sky retains against Bianca and Rhea. Tiffany retains against Charlotte. Jay beats Gunther to become world champion. CM Punk wins main event of night 1. And John Cena beats Cody Rhodes to become a 17-time world champion, break the record, and have a 3 to 6 month heel Cena run with the title. But that is my predictions for WWE 2K25 WrestleMania 41. Thank you for watching this. Again, I apologise it has been so long. Like I said, a lot of personal stuff has gone on, and I don't know when the next stream will be. I will, every now and then, like you have seen on YouTube, if I get a game clip that's quite funny or something happens that I think is interesting, I'll put that on YouTube. But again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking by. And if there's like new viewers, again, thank you for finding my channel. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. When that will be, I do not know. But for now, take care. I really hope WrestleMania is a good show. I hope you enjoy WrestleMania 2. Let me know what your predictions are, and I'll see you later.